Today, we're diving into the world of the strange and the unbelievable with shocking cases. 15 humans who aren't human. From real-life superheroes to unexplained medical phenomena, these stories will leave you questioning what it really means to be human. Stay tuned for some jaw-dropping revelations. Number 15. Zamenhof. Zamenhof, born in 1859, created Esperanto, a language meant to bring people together. He believed language barriers caused conflicts and wanted Esperanto to promote peace. Zamenhof died in 1917, but his language lives on with about 2 million speakers today, including 1,000 who grew up speaking it. In Japan, the Omoto religious movement sees Esperanto as a sacred language, using it in their Shinto practices and considering Zamenhof a divine figure. Number 14. Osel Hita Torres. Osel Hita Torres, born to Maria Torres, was declared the reincarnation of Lama Yeshe at age 2. Recognizing items from his past life, he was treated like a spiritual celebrity in India. However, he struggled with the monastic life and eventually left to pursue filmmaking in Spain at 18. Osel blends his spiritual background with his new life, sharing wisdom and balancing two different worlds. Number 13. Tutankhamun. King Tutankhamun, or King Tut, became Egypt's ruler as a teenager over 3,300 years ago. His tomb, discovered in 1922, contained many treasures, including a special iron dagger made from a meteorite. This cosmic blade, originally belonging to his grandfather, showcases the advanced skills of ancient Egyptians and symbolizes a link between ancient civilizations and the cosmos. The dagger is now in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Number 12. Ashtar. In the 1950s, a figure named Ashtar captivated UFO fans and spiritual seekers. Some call him Space Jesus because he communicates through thoughts and psychic hints rather than flashy UFO appearances. Ashtar is described as a tall, striking figure with bright blue eyes, standing 7 feet tall, reminiscent of Norse mythology. George Vassell, a key UFO community member, first spoke about Ashtar, describing him as a wise space guide leading the Ashtar Command, a cosmic team dedicated to Earth's spiritual growth. This team is imagined to have a large fleet of ships in space, not for war but for spreading wisdom and peace. The ships even have green spaces for relaxation and fun, all overseen by Ashtar. Ashtar's mission is to bring peace to Earth and counteract global conflicts. In 1977, he allegedly hijacked a TV broadcast to plead for world peace. His message has spread through various spiritual circles, with many claiming to receive his teachings. Figures like Susan Walter, Eric Klein, and Natasha have shared Ashtar's hopeful messages, though some, like Rini Rowland, warn that Ashtar's promises might have a darker side. The Ashtar phenomenon blends stories of the Great White Brotherhood and the universe, creating a rich tapestry of starry myths and spiritual teachings. Number 11. Calvin Parker. On a cool night in October 1973, Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson were relaxing by the water in Pascagoula, Mississippi, when they encountered a bizarre craft surrounded by robotic figures and a strange creature that communicated telepathically. Hickson eagerly shared their story, but Parker was more reserved, initially keeping quiet. As Parker faced life's challenges, he decided to share his experience in his book, Pascagoula, The Closest Encounter, My Story. He spoke at UFO events, recounting the night that changed his life. By 2019, Parker was honored with a commemorative plaque at the encounter site. Although he passed away in August 2023 at 68, his story continues to intrigue UFO enthusiasts. Despite moving houses and changing jobs, the encounter remained a significant part of his life, deeply influencing his journey and solidifying his place in UFO history. Number 10. Peter Faust. Peter Faust, Once a chef and hotel manager, gained fame for a different reason, his alien abduction experiences. He shared his extraordinary stories on the Oprah Winfrey Show, hoping to support others who felt isolated by similar encounters. First's accounts, like being immobilized by a bright light and finding himself on a spaceship, sound straight out of science fiction. He struggled to accept his experiences, seeking help from psychiatrists and undergoing regression therapy. By talking about his experiences, Faust found relief and understanding. Dr. John Mack, a Harvard psychiatrist who investigated numerous abduction stories, noted similarities in accounts from different people, suggesting there might be something real behind these stories. Faust's journey from skepticism to advocacy invites us to explore the unknown aspects of our universe. Number 9. Travis Walton. In 1975, Travis Walton's experience turned the Apache Graves National Forest in Arizona into a hotspot for alien abduction stories. On November 5, 1975, Walton and his logging team saw a UFO. When Walton approached it, a beam of light struck him, and he vanished, leaving his friends in shock. For 5 days, Walton was missing. When he reappeared, he recounted an incredible story of being aboard an alien spacecraft. Walton's tale became a nationwide sensation, leading to investigations, debates, and a movie in 1993 called Fire in the Sky. Despite skepticism, Walton and his team have consistently stuck to their story, even passing lie detector tests, keeping the mystery alive. Number 8. George Adamski. George Adamski was a famous and controversial figure in the UFO community. Some believed his stories about meeting aliens, while others thought he was just a storyteller. His fame started in the late 1940s with photos he claimed were of UFOs, but experts like J. Allen Hynek from Project Blue Book said these photos were fake. In 1953, Adamski co-wrote Flying Saucers Have Landed with Desmond Leslie, which was very popular. He claimed to have talked with a being from Venus, and later wrote Inside the Spaceships about his adventures with aliens from Mars and Saturn. Despite skepticism, his fame grew, and he even met some important people. Adamski continued shaping his stories until his death in 1965. Number 7. Antinous. This ancient story is about love, mystery, and Roman power. It involves Hadrian, a Roman emperor, and Antinous, a young man. In AD 130, Antinous drowned in the Nile River during a journey with Hadrian. Deeply affected, Hadrian built a city named Antinopolis at the site of the tragedy and declared Antinous a divine figure. The mystery of Antinous' death, coinciding with a festival of rebirth, remains unsolved. Some think it was a sacrifice for Hadrian's longer life. Antinous' worship spread across the empire, blending Greek and Egyptian gods, leaving a lasting legacy. Number 6. Simon Parkes. Simon Parkes from Stakesby has extraordinary tales of alien encounters. He claims to have a child with a cat queen from another galaxy and has been visiting spaceships since he was a baby. Despite skepticism, Simon stands by his experiences and says they don't interfere with his job as a counselor. He is part of a community of people who share similar stories, supported by gatherings and investigations by experts like John Edward Mack, a Harvard psychiatrist. Simon's adventures highlight the ongoing interest in UFOs and aliens. Number 5. Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie was a legendary figure who became a symbol for the Rastafari movement. Born in Ethiopia as Lich Tafari Makonnen, he faced tough political times, especially when Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935, forcing him into exile. However, with British support, he returned in 1941, ending slavery and implementing land reforms. In Jamaica, Marcus Garvey prophesied that a black emperor would rise, which Rastafarians saw fulfilled in Selassie. They believed he was their savior and a realization of biblical prophecies. Known as the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, Selassie was respected globally and received honors, highlighting his spiritual status. His legacy continues to inspire people worldwide. Number 4. Elizabeth Player. Elizabeth Player was a South African woman with an extraordinary tale of contact with extraterrestrials. Her adventures began as a young girl when she saw a UFO near her home. She had a sharp mind, loved art, music, and flying planes. In 1954, she met Alan, a visitor from Alpha Centauri, and they communicated without words aboard his spaceship. By 1956, she traveled through space with him. Elizabeth's story, detailed in her book Beyond the Light Barrier, includes her deep space romance, calls for peace, and a plea to care for our planet. Despite skepticism, her life and adventures remain fascinating to the UFO community. Number 3. The Kumari Devi. In Nepal, a young girl is chosen to be the Kumari Devi, believed to be the living embodiment of the Hindu goddess Durga. This sacred role lasts until she reaches her early teens. The Kumari's life is filled with sacred duties, and she rarely steps outside her palace. When she does, her feet never touch the ground. Choosing a Kumari is a meticulous process, requiring the girl to possess 32 special qualities. She undergoes a secret ceremony to test her divine calm. When she reaches puberty, she returns to normal life, blending divine reverence with human experience, creating a unique cultural narrative in Nepal. Number 2. Gil Perez. Gil Perez was a Spanish soldier stationed in Manila in 1593 who mysteriously appeared in Mexico City the next day. Still in his guard uniform, he shared news from the Philippines that no one in Mexico had heard. The Spanish Inquisition questioned him about desertion and witchcraft, but Perez stood by his story. His account gained credibility when a ship from the Philippines confirmed the events he described. Writers like Washington Irving and Jose Rizal discussed his tale, adding depth and intrigue to the mystery, challenging our understanding of time and space. Number 1. Hephaestion. Hephaestion was the loyal companion of Alexander the Great, born in 356 BCD. Their bond was so strong that they conquered much of the known world together. When Hephaestion died in 324 BC, Alexander was devastated. He executed Hephaestion's doctor, banned music, and ordered the army's horses' manes cut as a sign of mourning. Alexander attempted to have Hephaestion declared a god, but was denied receiving a hero's honor instead. This episode highlights the deep personal bonds and political maneuvering in ancient times, showing Alexander's profound grief and possible aspirations for his own deification. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more mind-blowing content. Which case surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the extraordinary.